Dusty Cabbage. Another story from the road. Because just 2 days ago, Indiana University won the college football championship game, I'm going to tell a story about travel to Indiana. Back in 2000, a long time ago, some of you probably weren't even born yet. Believe it or not, Dusty was offered the role of CEO of a very important organization in Evansville, Indiana. So they flew me out there several times. They flew me and Miss Cabbage out several times. And we were looking around, we were talking to them and kind of building faith in the community. And I'll tell you what, the hospitality out there was second to none. Every time I would fly out, they would give me a brand new Lexus to cruise around the town and kind of figure things out. They gave us a penthouse at what used to be called the Casino Astar. Today I think it's a Bally's. But the hospitality was second to none. They really took good care of us all those times we came out to kind of evaluate if this was where we wanted to be or not. And frankly, we kind of decided it was. We got to the point where we were even looking at houses out there. So on the flight home, we're like, yeah, this is a done deal. We're moving back out here. We're moving out here. We're going to be Evansvillians. So on the flight home, we took that little propeller plane from Evansville to St. Louis. Now this was a nighttime flight. So somewhere along that flight, I think it was 70 degrees in Evansville that day and like 2 degrees here in Kansas City. So in the middle, there's just this raucous, turbulent front going on. So we're getting bounced around like I'll get out in that little airplane, and the bags are flying out of the storage bins and all that kind of stuff, and people are kind of getting queasy. And look across from me, and there's a young man whose face had turned grape purple, and then he just exploded with vomit. So here's another vomit story, I guess. So we're still going along. We're just getting the living hell beat out of us inside this airplane, and you look outside, it's jet black. We're just over Indiana Farms. There's nothing to see, so it's all just jet black out the windows. And then all of a sudden, the propellers stop. Not what you want to experience on your flight. And of course, this was before 9/11, so a lot of the security measures hadn't been put in place just yet that we're accustomed to today. And so the pilot does something or another, and he gets, I guess, auxiliary power back up, so we at least have some lights inside where we're sitting. And again, there's less than 20 of us in there, and people are throwing up, and bags are flying everywhere, and it's just total chaos. Well, the only thing separating us from that pilot at that time was a curtain. And because of the turbulence, the curtain flew open, and we saw our pilot. And he was bawling his eyes out. We all thought we were dead on that flight, including the pilot. But to his credit, he kept pushing gadgets and gizmos and pulling on things and whatever he did. But he got those propellers back going. And all of a sudden, we stop losing altitude at a fast rate, and we're losing altitude at a slow rate. And we can all tell. We can tell something's positive might be happening. So he gets everything going. We level the plane out. And we ultimately landed in St. Louis. And by the way, after that, I took that as an omen that I have no business being in Evansville, Indiana. I just took that as an omen from a higher power that I should not be there. Anyway, the point of that story is even when we think things are grim, there's always some positivity to come out of it. And all of us have had, maybe not stories quite like that, but all of us have had difficult times at some point or another in our lives. And you survived that. Think of your darkest day. You made it through it. So whatever's out ahead of you, you can make it through that too, partner. Anyway, thank you for listening to this story. I thought it was timely. Indiana did a big thing this week. Indiana had an impact on my life several years ago. Thought I'd just share that story. So again, like, share, tell your friends. Let's build a fun little following here and see what all can happen. Anyway, I hope you, partner, have a wonderful day. Thank God for all He's given you, because it's more than you think. We'll see you next time.